Okay, after about a week, my MEVO camera actually arrived. I thought it was lost. I was really worried, but anyway, it is here, and I am impressed. I'm more impressed than I thought I would be because some of the other tests I've seen, looked a little bit soft, when people zoomed in and so forth. And so this does have a small sensor in it, so I'm a little bit disappointed with some of the early reviews. But having said all that, now that I have it, it seems well made. It seems to be very high quality for the price point, and it really is a cool camera for people that want to stream, a sit down, an interview, maybe some acoustic music. And I'm going to get into the audio a little bit later. We're going to do some testing at the end here. But I also was pleasantly surprised that this will support microphones that plug in through the lightning port. I tested my Shure MVi mixer and that did work, even though the MEVO folks said that it wasn't supported, that you had to plug in a mic into the headphone jack, the 3.5 millimeter jack. And I did also test my homemade ENG mic that was made out of a lavalier mic that plugs into that mic port, and it absolutely does work. So anyway, the thing's well made, and you can see here I put it on a ball head mount on the microphone stand so that I can swivel it and point it down. I like to get a kind of a down angle on my shots, so this will allow me to do that. So anyway, I tested this thing out, and I'm really impressed. I do hope that they come out with a pro version that's around $1,000 that has the 1-inch Sony sensor in it. I think that would be an improvement because these smaller sensors do struggle in low light. But again, having said that, now that I've played with it, it really is pretty daggone impressive. And the ability to get really good audio into it by using the Shure MVi mixer or using a lavalier mic that plugs into the headphone jack, that really helps a lot because the built-in mics do have challenges. But anyway, check it out, and more reviews coming. Okay, I guess I am recording, and you can see there's red lines around the top of the camera. And I'll try to get a clip of that later when I do another clip with multi-cameras. But this is just my first recording, and this is with the built-in mics on the unit, and I'm about probably 2 feet away from the MEVO as far as my mouth is concerned. And I'm going to just cut to the wide shot here, and there you can see what the wide shot looks like. And then again I'm going to cut to a closer shot. Oops. It's kind of hard to do this and be the one talking at the same time. It's really best that you have somebody operating the shots, not the talent. Not that I'm talent, but anyway, for this test. So there you go. That's a close shot. And then again back to a wide shot. Now I'm going to set up another camera. I'm going to do a 2-camera shoot. Actually, I'm going to do a 3-camera shoot so you can see the setup. And then I'm going to do some recording so I can compare a 1-inch sensor to this sensor in the same setup here. So let's go ahead and just stop this recording. Okay, so now I am again using the built-in mic on the MEVO, and I've got the Sony RX100 Mark IV right next to it, and it has a 24 millimeter field of view, and the MEVO of course is a wider angle than that. But I'm going to cut in on the MEVO to a close shot, okay? And then what I'm going to do in post-production is I'm going to cut in on this Sony for a tight shot, even tighter than this, because again that's not quite as wide angle. So we can kind of compare what would happen if you had a 1-inch sensor and you were doing the same kind of thing, shooting in 4K, but then cutting into a tighter shot. In this case, of course, I'll do it in post, but it should be a pretty decent comparison. And the lighting in this room is, there's 2 big windows over there for lighting coming in. So it's a relatively soft, what I would call natural light that we have working with here. Not a huge amount of light, not a low amount of light, but just a decent room light. So we're going to compare that. Now I'm going to also check a few audio devices for audio with the MEVO, and then we'll wrap up this initial test. Okay, so when I did my first test using this homemade ENG mic, I had not selected the mic. You have to go into the settings, you click on the little three dots, and then go into the audio settings, and you need to select the iPhone audio. And now that's what I've done, and so now this mic is hot. See, if I pull it away from my mouth, you'll see it should drift off. Okay, so this should be a more legitimate test of my homemade ENG microphone. So now we're going to test the Shure MVi mixer, because again I hadn't selected the iPhone audio when I did the previous test. So I'm going to redo that test. Okay, we're doing another recording. We're in HD, and it looks like the audio might be a little bit hot. I could adjust the mixer a little bit if that is the case. But I'm using my Shure MVi mixer, which is plugged into the lightning port here, and it looks like it is working. I don't know how it's syncing and all those kind of good things, but it looks like it is working. So you just have to select the iPhone audio, and just like if you had audio plugged into the 3.5 millimeter jack, it's working. So let me just show you what this device looks like. I have a review on my channel of it. It's a Shure MVi mixer, and it allows you to use an XLR microphone with the iPhone for audio. Hang that back there. So yeah, looks like that's working, which is very good news. Of course, we'll see what it sounds like. Stay tuned.